Little baby, pure and small, he created you, he created us all. Hush, little baby, don't you fear, we're never alone when Allah's so near. Hush, little baby, breathing so calm, he'll protect us all and keep us from harm. Hush, little baby, still and serene, you are a Muslim, Islam's your deen. Hush, little baby, pure and small.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate. Dear viewers everywhere, I greet you with the greeting of peace. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We're still discussing the topic of our schools. Are they improving? We talked about different issues. We talked about the vision and the mission. We talked about student-centered classrooms. We talked about the characteristics and qualities of good teaching. And today we are going to shift to another topic, which is about curriculum. All of us heard the word curriculum, but I think that it has different meanings for most of us. And today, at least, we need to communicate well, so at least we should agree on what is curriculum. And I'd like to get from you, how do you define curriculum for me? As a starting point, let's get some answers from you. Is it so challenging? What is curriculum?
Curriculum is method of teaching.
Method of teaching, okay. So this one thing, can we get any other? Yes, please.
Everything including syllabus that is taught to the student.
Okay.
Everything included.
Everything that's given to the students. Okay, another one.
Curriculum, according to me, is syllabus which we are going to teach our children according to their grades or age criteria.
Okay, syllabus is, curriculum is the syllabus. So now we are defining something by something harder. Okay, what else?
It's a framework, basically. It's a framework in which
A framework.
yes.
How do you see it? Is it some sort of guidelines? Is it what?
It's a sort of guideline which a particular school needs to abide to. It has a particular, on that framework, the school designs the syllabus.
Okay.
It's the outline of the syllabus.
Any
In a
enrichment?
broader perspective.
An enrichment for that, because sometimes when we hear something, we trigger something that was cancelled in our brains and it came to life. What else? Any addition? Okay. Yeah, the definition that's common among people that curriculum is the textbook. And this is a misconception. Yeah, some people think that the textbook that we have is the curriculum. And first we need to correct this concept to understand that the curriculum is much, much more than the textbook. We can say the textbook is the basis of the curriculum. However, does not equal curriculum. It's part of the curriculum. It is the basis of the curriculum, but it is not the curriculum. And the closest definition that I got about curriculum is here. From here, that curriculum is everything that the school provides to students. So according to this definition, we'd say that the textbook is part of the curriculum. The activities and the tasks that are used is part of the curriculum. The worksheets that's provided by the teacher is part of enriching the curriculum. What else can be? Don't want to dictate on you. Yes, please. Say one thing at a time.
Sports is a part of curriculum.
Sports and activities can be part of the curriculum, okay. When would it be part of the curriculum? And this applies to everything that I mentioned. When would sports to be part of the curriculum? Is there any condition around that?
When proper training is implemented, not just a play around.
Not just playing haphazard.
When proper training is...
It should be well planned, right, to serve something in the syllabus. Okay, what else can be? The field trips that the students make are part of the curriculum, right? Because they serve, some of them are educational. So those educational field trips are part of the curriculum because they enrich, right? They enrich what or enhance some part of the curriculum, some themes. So the students are studying something about biology. So one trip would be to the zoo, for example. The students are asked to do some assignments to answer some questions that they have when the lesson is well planned. So the students go to the zoo and try to get answers for these questions that the teacher has already prepared. This way, so it helps the curriculum. It re-enriches or re-enriches the curriculum and some enhancement to the textbook. What else can be? Visitors who come to schools who make some lectures. You invite a specialized person in this area or in that area, and they come to talk about this because the curriculum does not. For example, if you bring someone to talk about the scientific miracles in the Quran, right? You bring a speaker from outside. This is called enrichment of enhancing the curriculum. Okay, so this part becomes part. In other words, everything that you provide, the video clips that you provide,
online classes on the internet.
online classes. Okay. The research that's done by the students or the teacher on the internet is part of the curriculum.
The annual day celebration.
The what?
Annual day celebration.
Yes, the celebrations you do in the school. The Eid celebration, the Ramadan celebration, whatever celebration.
Personal hygiene and cleanliness.
Wonderful, yes. When we teach children in the school about healthy lifestyle, this part of the curriculum, because we want part of our objectives in the school or aims in the school is that to promote healthy lifestyle. So it becomes part of the curriculum, particularly if you link it with some lesson, some in science, okay?
Taking part in debates and seminars.
Definitely, debates and seminars, okay?
Discipline, the basic discipline that we teach the children.
The discipline that we teach the children, yes, whether in the assemblies or anything.
Participation in inter-school competitions.
Yes, school competitions and outside school competitions as well. Yes, visits that happen from the school to other schools and receiving visitors from outside. And the condition is that it should have something related to education. It should reinforce the education of the students. So in other words, yes, if you have. Comment if you have.
Projects and assignments.
Of course, projects and assignments. Yes, all these are part of the curriculum that is well planned. Yes?
Team building.
Huh?
Team building.
Team building and other skills that they learn, definitely. So now, what we're saying now is that the textbook is not the curriculum. This concept should be deeply rooted in our brains. Textbooks do not equal curriculum. They are not equal. They are something different. They are part of a whole. The textbook is the basis of the curriculum. It may represent 15%, may represent 60%, but it is not equal with the curriculum. Is this concept clear? We need to live on this because we need to remove the previous concept that we had, which is the textbook is the curriculum. No, the textbook is not the curriculum. The curriculum is everything that's given, yes, to the students. So when you write the syllabus, you would say something here, one column for the textbook, and one other column is enrichment of the curriculum. We are going to enrich this by a visit to a specific place, by a project, by some worksheets, by video clips you are going to use, by inviting somebody to come to enrich lecture or to enrich the topic or the theme that the students studied. Is this clear? It sounds clear, but we're usually, again, when we go to our classes, we will find ourselves attempting to say that it is the textbook, it is the textbook. It's not. Textbook plus. And that's why sometimes when you see the books of the teacher, when they have it, or they have the book here, and they have all the comments or a paper that's written here, how to enrich this curriculum. Or you will find this very clear in the lesson plan. The plan of the lesson, you would find that one part of it is enriching the curriculum. All the items that we mentioned before, we will find them in the lesson plan. And I will tell you one episode about the lesson plan. So you collect all the pieces together What do you expect to see in the lesson plan? Okay, now we agreed on this. Do you review the curriculum in your school? Yes, no, 50-50. When is the last time you reviewed the curriculum? 20 years ago? Last year, what did you do? Tell me exactly, what did you do to the curriculum? How do you review the curriculum? I want somebody to explain this to me.
In every year, in the month of May, we, alhamdulillah, here in Mumbai, Chennai or Mumbai team get together with Dr. Zakir Naik. Alhamdulillah, we review all the syllabus, all the subjects, all curriculum. These are basic on annual report.
Okay, so you reviewed them to make an annual report. Good, it's good to hear that. We'll take a break and come back with smiles on your faces and my face as well. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Hush, little baby, breathing so calm.
رمضان المحسنين.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is your brother in Islam, Abdurrahim Green, wishing all my brothers and sisters in Islam all over the world a blessed and fruitful Ramadan.
Who was the first prophet? Was a prophet the first one to read and write? Did God speak to a prophet? A prophet in a prison. A prophet who commanded the birds, insects, and animals? Want to know more? Join us for Stories of the Prophets.
Stories of the Prophets, every Monday at 7 p.m. Saudi Arabia and 8 p.m. UAE on Peace TV.
If there is Iman, along with it must come al-amal al-salih.
Yasir Fazaga.
True faith is based on knowledge. Knowledge which originates with God, with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Dr. Bilal Phillips.
If all Muslims hold to this robe of Allah, no power, no force on earth can do anything to us.
Salim Al-Amri.
What causes faith to increase and decrease?
Broaden the horizons of your faith in Faith Horizons. Next on Peace TV.
Hush, little baby, breathing so calm.
Welcome back after the break. We were discussing the issue of reviewing the curriculum, and we got a comment here that he reviewed the curriculum last year in May. And I want to know, why do we need to review the curriculum? Why do we need to do that? What is the purpose of reviewing the curriculum?
There's no one direction for the curriculum to be correct.
To be correct?
Correct. Yeah. So we try to review to see whether we can improve on it, whether it is functioning.
Wait a minute. You're talking about two issues here. We want to guarantee that is correct. This is one thing. Okay, the other one is what?
To review and improve if there is any faults.
To improve it. Okay. What do you mean by to improve the curriculum? What do you mean?
It is to remove the loopholes.
Oh yeah? Now we are talking. Sometimes there are loops in and loopholes.
Because as I see the monitoring.
And we need to, yes, when we review this, we write these comments, or here, we need to avoid this because sometimes there are some gaps in the curriculum. Wonderful. Okay, continue if you want.
This is a continuous process of monitoring which we say in
this is
many
very
projects.
Great. The one approach of one school may be that, okay, let's sit together in May or in April, in whatever month, do the review. Another way of doing it is what? An ongoing process. It would be the teacher, while you are teaching the curriculum, right? You have the textbook and you write your comments beside. And that's what we really, when we see the textbook of an effective teacher, a wonderful teacher, we see all these comments on the curriculum. There's no need for this exercise. This exercise had been repeated. It does not add to the student. You need to write your comments. This exercise is, but there is a gap between these exercises, or there is a gap between these two lessons. Something should be inserted here. We love to see the textbook of the teachers, right, have all these comments on that. So now we talked about gaps. What else do we observe while we are reading the curriculum or reviewing the curriculum?
It's noticed that generation grows
as the time passes. It's very important that you grow with generation as it's growing. That's why it's very important to revise your syllabus, because even syllabus grows as the generation is going.
So what do you mean by that? I understand, I want to hear.
The technology is what we had earlier.
So we're adding to that. It's because of the expenses of changing the textbook. The textbook can remain, right? But we add these things that we need to go with the generation, to go side by side with the advancement that's happening in the world. Is this clear? So this is very important to know that we need the curriculum to be updated. And we cannot change the books all the time, so we can add things. We can add something from another book. We can add a concept from here. We can refer to a video clip. We can refer to a link on the internet that would compensate for the gap between what is current and what's renewed. Is this clear? So we renew the curriculum for some reasons. Now, to discover the loopholes or the gaps, okay? So to delete them in order to benefit from the time. Secondly, is we update it to go with the age that we are living in, because there are many changes that's happening, and very frequently now. And let me remind you of something, yes, I read and I presented in one of the conferences. A university president said, we prepare our students to work in jobs that even we don't know the names of these jobs. The world is running. The advancement of technology is so quick that nobody can go hand in hand with it. To the degree that a student goes to a university, before he finishes the university, will find that the students who joined after 2 years are studying the same thing that he's studying last year. Do you see what I'm saying? And they don't know what jobs they are going to get. We used to prepare ourselves, this will be such and such. Now, because of what's happening in engineering, particularly the electric engineering and the advancement in computers, there are new jobs every day that we have never heard about them in the past. Sometimes when you look at the internet and look at vacancies, you'll find names of jobs you could have never imagined that these would be jobs. Why? You see? So we have to keep up with this. And the only way is to enrich the curriculum, because we cannot change the books every day, if you can do it. And even the new trend, by the way, in curriculum, I also made another research about comparing the benefit of CDs and written textbook. And perhaps someday you will never see the textbook. CD will be basically the textbook, but because it's easier and cheaper, much cheaper to update the information on CDs, right? So it will be mainly CDs. Why? Because every year you can make the changes with very, very, very little money that you add. You can add it. You can, again, in the CD you can add pictures, you can add video clips, you can add sound, you can add anything, and this is something that you cannot do with this. And it will become more effective, and it is more effective. And this is something that you can think of. Gradually, you become reliant on these CDs. Of course, this requires that at least in the classroom, you would have a tool that you can show what is there, let alone what will happen in the houses of the people, of the students, something that you can require later. But at least you should have a good library that would enable students to use these CDs, right? And would enable the teacher in every class to use what is in the CD. But it's cheaper than renewing the textbooks. So we evaluate, or make assessment of the textbooks or the curriculum, so that we would do two things: avoid the gaps. Secondly, is to cope up with the advancement. What else? Give me another reason. Why do you evaluate, recheck?
Reviewing the curriculum also helps us to keep a check on whether we are fulfilling the vision of the school, whether we are intact with it. And like, if you bring about many changes, as you said, but you should not go away with what you have come up.
Yes, if we make slight changes in the vision after 10 years, and this is not reflected in the textbooks, so we need to make some changes to go hand in hand with the vision that we said, and with the mission, with the promises that we made to the teacher. Something else. Okay.
We should fulfill the need of the market.
Definitely, we should study the needs of the market, particularly if you are at the end of a phase, secondary school, and some students are not going to join the university. They are going to join some jobs, right? And by the way, let me tell you that the studies say that these high degrees, PhDs and doctoral whatever, they are going to disappear gradually. They say that now to get a job, to go to a company that produces something, say that you have a PhD, but they don't benefit from you. They benefit 5% of all what you've studied. So they say that this costs us. Forget about these people who have PhDs. Let's go to a person who just graduated of high school. We give him extra money. We take him to our place. We give him on-job training for 6 months, and he will give me more than what this PhD person has. And the same thing happens with the master's degree and even with the bachelor degrees. It's happening now. So you see the changes in the world. So that's why this point, whoever raised this point, we have to see what the market needs. And this may require us to add more computer things in secondary school. We may think of avoiding to teach something that is not so beneficial, yes, in any way. Okay. Yes, please.
Even the quality part.
The quality, of course.
Any product you make, whether they are children's, their curriculum, these all are your products.
Improve the quality.
And they need to be a good quality product.
And you know that the worst thing that when you do, by the way, when you author a book, is when it goes to a printing shop and it is produced in the market. This is the worst moment for the author. Once this is done, you will find all these emails and telephones and comments and criticism of your book. You would say, oh, I wish I wouldn't have produced my book now. I wish I would have got all this. And this is impossible. This is the nature of human being. So that's why we need to update the curriculum. We need to update. There's one reason also that you didn't talk about it. What is it? Why do we want to update, to change, to review the curriculum? Okay, we mentioned 4 of them right now. Yes, there's another thing, to see the balance of the curriculum. Is the curriculum balanced? Does it cover the things that you had in your mind? And that's why one way of doing the review of the curriculum or building the curriculum, we begin with the end and we go down from top to bottom, not vice versa. See, these are our goals. So you go there and work something for those people who are going to graduate from there, and then you come down and then you look at them and see whether there are some gaps or not. Part of the curriculum, is it balanced? Let me give you this example of tafsir. When you look into most of the books of tafsir, right, you would find not all of them, very few of them talk about the scientific miracles. Am I right? Yes. Now, when you are living now you need to teach the students something about this. And this is not available in the books of tafsir. So that's why you need to update the curriculum to make a balance between the ayat of ahkam and the ayat of the themes that you want to cover and the scientific ayat, because this is really needed nowadays more than before, right? So to make the balance, to see now, am I making a right balance? And believe me, you know that the politicians fight each other all the time? Yes. The people who work in curriculum fight each other all the time because it's very difficult. It's a human work. It's very difficult to really to put the balance between subjects. And when we put is it 2 hours for geography versus 2 hours for tafsir? Okay, let's go back and see the vision doesn't talk about geography. And of course, the teacher of geography, there's a threat on him, right? He's afraid to lose his job, so he would be fighting that I need 3 hours, not just 2 hours. Anyway, so we have to keep the balance. Are we doing a balanced, as we make a balanced diet for the students, are we making a balanced curriculum to see what's happening in the world now? And this is one of the most difficult tasks. وجزاكم الله خيرا. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Little baby, pure and small, he created you, he created us all. Hush, little baby, don't you fear? never alone when Allah's so near. Hush, little baby, breathing so calm. He'll protect us all and keep us from harm. Hush, little baby, still and serene. You are a Muslim, Islam's your deen. Hush, little baby, pure and small. He created you.
She wakes early in the morning with the